Welcome to BroadcastAsia 2019. I'm Lara from APB, and today with us we have Charles from TiVo. Thank you for taking this interview. Can you share with us what's hot and what's cool at TiVo today?
Yeah, so hi Laura, it's great to be back at Connect Asia. I think many people will know the brand name TiVo as the company that invented the DVR and really changed fundamentally how people watch television content. So here in Asia, we work predominantly in a business-to-business way, helping operators to be able to deliver the ultimate entertainment experience and helping really consumers to find entertainment content they love and help entertainment companies find those audiences. So here we've got TiVo Experience 4, the latest generation of our award-winning user interface, our personalized content discovery platform, search, recommendation and conversation, and our metadata and analytics products.
Since content is king, user experience must be the queen. How does TiVo UI create personalization offering to enhance user experience?
Yeah, so like you say, content really is king, and to be able to find content, you need a really great user experience. One of the things we've done as an industry over the last few years is to give people what they want, which is more and more content, but not necessarily give them the tools to be able to find that content. And one of the things that we found in our own research actually is people doing experiences, behaviours, things like what we call show dumping, where a third of people actually have given up watching a show or a program that they love because it's just become too difficult for them to be able to find it and consume it. So some of the things we do at TiVo, especially with TiVo Experience 4, which is our multi-award winning user interface, is actually things like be the super aggregator. So we sit at a level above all of the different content sources and pull those all into one complete index so that when people look for content, they find the entertainment content rather than the source, because people don't necessarily know where a piece of content comes from. They know what the content is, but they don't really understand how it's delivered to them. The other area where we really focus is around search, recommendation, what we call prediction, and then also conversational user experience as well. So on the search and recommendation side, what we do is we make sure that the techniques we're using are appropriate to the screen that somebody's in, the time and place where they're at. So for instance, if you turn television on in the morning, actually most people are likely to be looking for maybe news, traffic, weather information. How am I going to get to work? Do I need to take my umbrella with me? Rather than telling them that actually what they really should be doing is watching the next episode of that series that they were watching last night, because that would be the wrong thing to do. Whereas actually in the evening, maybe they want to broaden their horizons, so we use different techniques to help them to find that content. The other area where we really focus as TiVo and are a world leader is around what we call conversational user experience. So that's using your voice to be able to actually find content. And so where we go above and beyond other solutions is actually being able to have that kind of what we call a conversation. So be able to follow up one query with another query and be able to get related results. So a great example of that is something like, say, if I said, show me action movies. Well, first of all, in there I've said me, so I'm really meaning movies for me. I'm not meaning show me action movies that Lara would like, and show me action movies that Charles would like. And then I could say from the 80s, and many systems would just then think, oh, now he wants to something from the 80s, but actually I want action movies from the 80s. And then if I went further and said with Sylvester Stallone, I'm actually looking for titles like Rambo or First Blood and those kind of movies. And so that's where we really go above and beyond to really help people to be able to find and consume that content that they want. And one of the great things we've seen actually is within the kind of search, so people who've got a kind of a basic text search, what we see is typically people use it 1, 2, maybe 3 times a month. Actually, with the voice search now, we're seeing people use it over 30 times a month on average. So it's really increased the engagement that people have with their system and really helping people to actually rediscover the entertainment content they like in this world that's actually, there's so many choices for them, it's really difficult for them to find what they want.
And how will metadata be used to attract new customers?
Yeah, so metadata, of course, is the fuel that sits underneath all of that. It's crucially important that if you don't have the right metadata, you can't find anything. And the way we like to think about it is actually it's kind of like an iceberg. So above the waterline, you've got a small amount of very important information, things like the names of the cast, the title of the program, the synopsis, increasingly a set of rich images, because all the interfaces are image-driven. But below the waterline, actually, there's an awful lot of information that's needed to be able to power those conversational interfaces. And so as TiVo, what we're doing, we actually use a lot of artificial intelligence, machine learning, actually to be able to create that extra data set and fill out that knowledge graph underneath that's needed to be able to link all those pieces of content together.
And what's TiVo's take in Android TV?
So yes, Android TV obviously is a huge buzz around the industry. It's very few times that we go into an operator and actually have a conversation and haven't talked about Android TV. And at TiVo, we're fully embracing with Android TV as we see it as one of the crucial endpoints in the industry. And so here in Asia, actually, we're focused around our QBTV solutions for Android TV, which is built on the very successful QBTV platform. We've had over 10 million device deployments on that platform to date. And so we're taking Android and using Android TV and using that as one of the platforms that can be used to deliver the service to the consumer. And obviously that brings with it some of the great advantages like fast times to deployment, all the power of having all those applications in the Google Play Store, the Assistant. And as TiVo, we're able to layer on in a modular fashion some of those additional components that allow people to step into a more advanced service as they need it. So things like having the DVR, network DVR, things like having the ability to deeply integrate with some of the content services and use our metadata, or bring in that hyper-personalization like I just talked about with the conversation side. I think the other thing that's crucially important on the Android side is, as you're looking and doing maybe an operator tier deployment, you've got your custom launcher. Actually, you need something that's more than just a pretty user interface. You need to have a partner and a company you can work with in the long term, because obviously you've got to be able to integrate with all of the back-end components, the subscriber management, the billing systems, those kind of pieces. But deploying Android, actually, Google places on you a requirement to be able to update the content update the system in a timely manner. And so you need to be able to work with a company that's able to support you through that, to be able to meet those requirements from Google. And obviously a company like TiVo, with all of our experience right around the world, from launching many deployments and deploying to many millions and tens of millions of devices, is really crucially important.
Thanks for sharing with us today. For more information about TiVo, please visit their website.